All right, guys, day number 5. Walking across the river bridge over here in Childersburg. You see the river. I hope this inspires you to get out there and do something. Get out there and walk. Go lift some weights. Try to eat a little better. I struggle with that real bad. But I'm gonna try to work on that myself. The eating healthy, I like to eat a little bit too much. So, all right, a lot of traffic out here right now. I'll try to catch up with you here in just a little bit down the road. Coming up on the Circle K. Walking up on Circle K. You know, on my other channel, I did 2 videos on Polar Pops. I really like Polar Pops. The main reason I like them, well, they're not really healthy for you. Everybody knows that. But the main reason I like them is because, here, I'm gonna turn, hang on a minute. I'm gonna turn this camera around. That's why I like Polar Pops. 2 for $4.50. So that's the reason I like Polar Pops, is because you get the same amount of drink for 89 cents that you would if you buy it in a bottle. It'd be $4.50. It's crazy. I know I'm not supposed to, or I know that I shouldn't be talking about sugary drinks when I'm walking trying to lose weight, but I do like to talk about saving money. I try to save it where I can. I do want to try to lose this weight off, and I shouldn't be drinking Polar Pops at all. I don't know what it is, man. I'm smelling donuts. Hang on a minute. Really not hardly anybody here. It doesn't look like the workers maybe, and that's it. But I smell those donuts from the outside. They sure smell good. I really hope y'all get a little bit of inspiration out of this. I got a long way to go. Many miles. But you know how you eat an elephant? Just one bite at a time. Just a little at a time. The old kid story about the tortoise and the hare. The tortoise and the hare. The rabbit took off running. And then he stopped to take a nap, but the turtle just kept going. Finally won the race. So, I just wanted to say that if you're thinking, yeah, I need to get out there and do something, but I need to lose a little weight first, or I need to do this first, or I need to do that first. Well, just want to read this Bible verse to you. Hang on, man, let me get my glasses on. Let's see. It says, whoever watches the wind will not plant, Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. The farmer must plant his crops believing that the rain will come. Otherwise, he will never get started or ever enjoy the fruits of his labor. So what does that mean? That's in Ecclesiastes, by the way. So what does that mean? Well, in my humble opinion, what it means is, if you don't ever get off your butt and get started, you're never going to see the rewards that you could have coming. It said if you just watch the wind, your crops ain't gonna grow because you didn't even get out there and plant it. So if you need to lose some weight, and you need to lose or get healthy, whatever it is you're gonna do, you just got to start somewhere, and just start wherever it is you are. If you can't walk but 30 feet, well, just go walk 30 feet. That's all you can do. The next day you can walk 40 feet, whatever. It's really been a little bit of my inspiration. Trying to get a little healthier. I put it off and I put it off and I put it off because I don't like exercising. I don't mind seeing the results. I like seeing the results. But just like the verse said, you don't ever get the reward if you don't ever put the work into it. So that's what I'm doing. We'll turn it around. Walking by this tiny house, lake house, whatever that thing's called. It's like a trailer, little tiny house. I always wanted something like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be that, but I always wanted a guest house for some reason, and I don't really know why. I always had the idea that if people had to come stay with me, they could stay in the guest house, and we really wouldn't be cramped up on each other, and just stay for however long, it doesn't matter. But it'd be cool for people when they come to visit. Walking by Elks Lodge. I didn't even know the Elks had a lodge anymore. I hadn't heard anything about the Elks Lodge in a long time. Once upon a time, I was in the Moose Lodge, the Loyal Order of the Moose. That was a long time ago. All right, I'm gonna get down the road a little piece. Still keeping on. I don't know. About halfway across Childersburg, maybe a little better. Cars. I can't tell if it's picking up or slowing down. It kind of runs in spells. Like there'll be just a little bit of a lull, and you're thinking, well, everybody's, already left to go to work or whatever, but then here they come again. But I'll catch up with you in a minute. Hey, Bliss. You know who's got good breakfast? Jax. Been walking next to this construction stuff. A little hairy. Hey, I walk by this. I mean, I drive when I drive through Childersburg, which is not too often, but when I'm walking, when I'm driving down 280, I see this guy. He's got all these cool cars out here for sale all the time. So now that I'm out here walking, we're gonna stop by and look at them. I don't know where he gets all these cars from, but there's always old cars out here every time I pass by here. That's a cool Duster. It's not beat up either. It's got just a little bit of cosmetic problem, but doesn't look rusted out. I don't see any rust pits on it. It looks pretty good. Kind of like this place. One of these days I want to get me an older truck, kind of like that. See that Chevrolet Stepside right there? It's kind of like something I'd like to have, but I want 4-wheel drive. I'm gonna take a guess that is a 68. I'm just gonna take a good guess. I think that's a 68. Because I don't think, a 70 I think looked different. I could be totally wrong about that, but I bet I'm pretty close. All right, as you can see, all the road construction right here in this little short stretch. I'm gonna try to cross this. Continuing on, I'm getting towards the end of Childersburg, going by the Prepper Depot. I went in this place one time before, I don't know, about a couple of years ago. I bought some ammo from him. He's got all kinds of, it's like, kind of like a military surplus store. He's got all kinds of stuff. It's a cool store. Hey, look, he's got, looks like food grade barrels back here. I'm gonna have to come back and check him out. See how much he wants for these barrels. You know, over here in Childersburg, this is I think there's maybe 3 places that have cool old cars. This place is more like a junkyard that I'm walking by. And let me show you some of the cars. I mean, there's some cool stuff here. Some of them, they need a lot of restoring. But I don't know what that is. That's a Ford right there. Two-door Chevy. I'm pretty sure that's a Studebaker. Looks like a Ford of some sort. It's a Pontiac. Look at that. That's cool. I'm not walking as far as I really wanted to today. I'm just trying to get across Childersburg so I can do the home stretch into Sylacauga the next day. Probably only got, I think I'm gonna stop maybe 1 mile from here. All right, I'll catch up with you in a minute. All right, guys. I don't know if I'm exactly to the end of Childersburg, but I gotta be pretty close, because town's past town. But anyway, I'm gonna call it a day. Next time should be Monday, but I should make it all the way to Sylacauga. I don't think it's that far. I'm gonna check some mileage when I get off of here. But y'all have a good day. I really appreciate you watching. God bless, and I'll see you next time on 1 Mile to Go.